What's up? This was going to be a response video, but I figured it would be better if this was just simply a general video to you. Anybody else watching this, this is generally directed at ConfederalSocialist. He goes by a whole bunch of other names, and people who know him know him by other names, but I'm just calling him ConfederalSocialist because that's the name that I'm used to. And also, I personally feel that I don't know him well enough to call him by any other names that might be a bit more personal, unless he himself says it's okay for me to do so. So, yeah, that's my take. Sorry, the mic had fallen down. Excuse the sound over here. Alright, this is directed towards him, but anybody else can watch this, because it'll show my views on certain things anyway, so, yeah. And I'll probably just call you CS for short if I say it again, because it's a lot easier to say than ConfederalSocialist. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking a lot of flack for this video by a whole lot of people, particularly one dude who I'm pretty sure CS, you know who he is, because he's, well, made himself very vocal towards you over months, years, I don't know. I really don't know how far this grudge has gone, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some flack for this, because I'm pretty sure you know I've also taken quite a bit of flack simply because I've talked to you. That's it. I've taken a lot of bullshit just for talking to you. Now, in case you don't know, or in case you haven't guessed, I really don't give two shits about what other people may think about who I associate with. I personally think that nobody... I think it takes a lot of nerve for somebody to tell somebody else who they can and cannot associate with, or who they can and cannot communicate with. I can communicate whoever I damn well please. I'm a grown-ass adult. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. This is anybody else who thinks that they can tell me who I can and cannot share words with. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of a couple of videos you had put up recently, and I really don't know what the full hullabaloo was that started the whole thing. But this was in response to a video that you had put out, I guess, talking about racism and race, and I guess IQ in particular, and you were discussing it with somebody else, and apparently Brain Police thought that you were advocating, you know, not associating with races because of IQ levels or all that, thought you would justify that, and you were saying you weren't justifying that. Let's just give you my take on it, okay? I'm pretty sure you already know that I agree with a lot of your views on anarchy. I don't agree with all of them, I agree with a lot of them. If you want me to go into what I agree and don't agree with, that's a video for another time, but we can have a discussion on that. But I agree with most of your stuff. The thing that I'm having a disagreement with, and I think I've talked to you about this in PM already recently, I'm just putting on a video now, is the stuff linking IQ and intelligence to race. Now, before I get into this, I want to make it clear, and I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, so I'm just letting people know now I'm ready for you. I don't think the dude is a racist. I'm sorry, I don't. Now, before everyone goes, well, what the fuck, the evidence is right there! I'm going to get into the explanations in a moment, but the reason why alright, the simplest reason before I go into the explanations, which will also show you my thought processes on this, is because he talks to me. People, you have to understand that the last time I checked, let's see, I happen to have melanin-saturated skin, okay? Now, if this dude is a racist and thinks that black people are naturally stupid or aren't worth talking to, why the fuck is he talking to me? Okay? Why? Because he just happens to feel like it, or he needs to fill his colored quotient of the day? If you're a racist, you don't want anything to do with anyone on the other race, and you will not see anything of worth to them. But this dude is talking to me. Now, I don't care what type of arguments you're going to be throwing at me. The fact remains, he's talking to me. Civilly. As far as I can tell, he has not said anything behind my back about me. I mean, if he has, then we're gonna have to have words, but I haven't seen anything like that. He's always talked civilly to me. He's told me time, and he's talked to me at length. Well, not completely at length, but he's given me some foundation of some of his views. And while I have disagreements with some of them, the dude's not racist. If you're racist, you won't be talking. And this dude has talked to me. When I put my videos up, he came and started leaving comments on my videos first. Later on, he sent me PMs. Why would you do that if you're a racist? That's the question I'm going to leave for the people who are going to be jumping all over about that shit. Just come on, let that spin in your noodle for a while. Because I know that there are people who are going to be blasting me who do not like the other side. They really cannot stand Arabs and white people and all that. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to talk to them. So why is this dude wanting to talk to me? I've harped on that long enough. Now let me get into the meat of that. My only, well, I shouldn't say my only, but the general problem I have with this whole race and IQ thing is no matter how much statistics, and let me also get this out the way, I really don't think that you pull this shit out of your ass. I know that this stuff is out there. It's been discussed at length by other people. It's been in books. It's been in that. And it's been used to justify racist thought, which is, by the way, why you're getting all this flack from people. I know you're trying to explain that, look, did I ever say that we shouldn't associate with other races? No, you didn't say that. Did you say that, you know, black people are, you're not going, this is why I'm saying you're not a racist. If you really dissect your vids, all you're doing is throwing a bunch of numbers out that has already been put out by other people. Now, granted, I think it happens to be a bullshit conclusion that these numbers are putting towards, but what you've done is throw the numbers out. But because these can be used to support racist ideologies, that's why you're getting a lot of flack. People aren't separating just putting out the numbers with racism. They're going to link the two, whether you like it or not. It just goes with the territory. It's the same thing like, you know, when you say that, look, I'm against Zionists but not Jewish people. But many Jewish people are going to be like, you're against Jews then. And you're like, no, it's the crazy nuts in your circle that we have a problem with. But they're going to say, no, you're against all of us. And you can't really split the hairs in public conversation. They're going to link the two. This is the dangerous ground you tread. Now, I had 5-starred Brain Police's video towards you without really paying. I had 5-starred it before I heard everything in the video, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. I think it should have gotten like at the most 3. Not because I personally agreed with his premise about why the whole race and IQ thing is flawed. But it didn't deserve 5 stars from me because he pretty much was trying to link you with racism, and I will agree you're not, and I'm sorry I did that. But on the same token, I do have to agree with some of the conclusions he made as far as the whole IQ thing and white people thing and how you can lead it to racist thought. It's there. I know I'm not going to be able to finish this all in one video. I'm planning to do this in 2 videos, so let me just hurry up and get into this now. No matter how much you're going to be throwing at statistics as far as race and IQ, the problem with statistics, and anyone will tell you about statistics, is that you can easily make numbers go any way you want with a little slide maneuvering. And even you've admitted, you stated in a later video that putting, first of all, IQ is just simply a measuring rod, but it's not a perfect measuring rod. And that these things do not take into account other environmental factors, and even you yourself stated this. You know, and you stated it again when you were trying to, you know, deal with the fallout of the last couple of videos on this. It is circumstantial evidence. I'm not going to say pseudoscience. No. I'm just saying what it is. It's circumstantial evidence. Because let's face it, if somebody decides to go out and try to prove that black people generally have lower IQs, they're not going to have too much of a hard time trying to support it with numbers, because if you look in ghettos and all that, yeah, scores are bad. If you look at third world countries, yeah, scores are bad. But this does not take into effect the quality of education these people are having, which is a factor. It's not taking into account the living standards of these areas, which is a factor, and the nutritional levels of the average people living there, which is definitely a factor in terms of genetics and brain power. Because you can't, I mean, hell, why the hell do you think they tell people to always have a balanced breakfast every morning? Because you mentally cannot function at peak performance if you don't give yourself, you know, decent food to start off in the day. And if your nutrition levels suck, if you're not getting proper nutrition or proper diet and food is scarce, this isn't going to work well. Your brain is probably one of the hungriest organs in your entire body. It needs fats and sugars, but definitely fats and high levels of it in order to function properly. If you're not getting the proper nutrition, your brains are simply not going to work, nor are they going to develop well. And one thing that they've recently discovered in genetics is this shit can get passed down. So if the father, let's say, is not getting proper nutrition, then his children are also going to suffer and feel the effects, down to his grandchildren even. That's how far it can go with genetics. Like, they found out that harsh lifestyles can affect the genes of grandchildren down the line. Alright, we'll continue this in a second vid, so I can get into the meat of the matter.